History made for the Supreme Court last night.
That I will do my job without any fear or favor.
Who fills the 9th spot on the bench?
Thousands take advantage of early voting. How these numbers stack up to the last general election.
A university program allows students to compete in national competitions. Find out how they raised funds for this unique program coming up. UATV starts now.
Welcome to this Tuesday night broadcast of UATV. I'm Danielle Darvin.
And I'm Tristan Hill. Thanks for joining us. Judge Amy Coney Barrett joined the high bench of the Supreme Court as an Associate Justice yesterday. Justice Clarence Thomas swore in Justice Barrett at a Rose Garden ceremony late last night. Barrett's confirmation comes historically close to a presidential election, with only a week until Election Day.
The oath that I have solemnly taken tonight means at its core that I will do my job without any fear or favor.
Barrett cements a 6-3 conservative majority in the Supreme Court. The first justice with young children, Barrett once worked as a clerk for the late Justice Antonin Scalia. The Senate voted to confirm Barrett 52-48.
Politicians from across the state of Arkansas voiced their opinion regarding the confirmation of Justice Barrett. U.S. Senator Tom Cotton tweeted last night to express his approval of the new justice. Cotton says, quote, "Tonight celebrate Justice Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation. Tomorrow, go vote Republican," end quote. Governor Asa Hutchinson praised his fellow Republican lawmakers and the role they played in confirming Justice Barrett. He says the new Associate Justice will add a unique perspective to the court. He also says a thank you to Arkansas Senators Tom Cotton and John Bozeman for their yes votes. And Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge praised the confirmation of a fellow female lawmaker. She says, quote, "As a mother of 2-year-old daughter, I am personally and professionally thrilled about today's historic confirmation of the first mother of young children to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States," end quote. Arkansas nearly doubles 2016's Week 1 early vote total in this year's election. The state saw over 412,000 early votes cast during Week 1. Arkansas totaled 262,000 Week 1 early votes in 2016. Washington County saw 34,304 early votes, a much higher turnout compared to 2016.
And today marked the last day for Arkansas voters to request an absentee ballot. According to the Washington County Clerk's Office, voters requested over 12,000 absentee ballots. Arkansans who choose to vote by absentee ballot must turn it in to the Washington County Clerk's Office before 7:30 on November 3rd.
Due to the pandemic, more than 1,700 Fayetteville residents lost their jobs. Those residents can now receive funding to help pay their rent from the Community Resource Department. The department estimates receiving $5,000 to help over 250 households pay their rent. The 7th Arkansas lawmaker in a week tested positive for COVID-19. Senator Cecile Bledsoe tested positive on Sunday, according to Senate President Jim Hendren. Bledsoe represents Arkansas State Senate District 3, of which covers the city of Rogers. Budget hearings will continue this week with new safety measures implemented.
Governor Asa Hutchinson held his weekly press conference amid record COVID numbers around the state. Arkansas continues to see days of record hospitalizations as well as an increase in deaths. Dr. Jose Romero says they met with officials regarding the race to a vaccine called Operation Warp Speed.
We are identifying sites where this vaccine can be shipped to. More than likely, these vaccines will need to be kept at ultra-cold storage, and we're looking for sites to do that.
The governor says that the northwest and northeast regions of the state currently face the highest case numbers, but can ease those numbers with proper mask wearing and sanitation.
The Arkansas Department of Health recorded 651 new COVID cases. Washington County recorded 72 new cases today. Arkansas recorded 9,490 active cases today. The state recorded 100,679 total cases.
And COVID-19 disproportionately affects some minority groups. The coronavirus especially impacted one of Arkansas's largest immigrant populations, the Marshallese. So far, more than 50 Marshallese have died. Many come to the state seeking opportunities in healthcare, education, and employment. As many as 20,000 Marshallese could live in the state.
Pat Walker Health Center updated the COVID-19 dashboard yesterday. The health center reports 26 active cases on the University of Arkansas campus. In an email to parents, Chancellor Joan Steinmetz said that not enough students are getting tested. He says students will be randomly selected for screenings in order to fight the spread. The University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences received a large donation for the Northwest Arkansas Nursing Program. UAMS received $360,000 from the Harvey and Bernice Jones Charitable Trust. The funds will go toward the UAMS College of Nursing over 6 years.
The Arkansas Department of Health received 68 reports of positive flu tests statewide. Arkansas reported minimal flu-like illness activity according to the latest ADH report. The ADH also reported more influenza A-type antigens. To prevent getting the flu, the ADH suggests getting a vaccine.
A local nonprofit expands its operations. Cobblestone Farms delivers fresh produce on a subscription basis. Now the organization partners with several businesses and nonprofits to develop affordable housing on land owned by Heights New Church. Cobblestone Farms' mission is to fight food insecurity in the region.
And the U of A's Department of Animal Sciences held a fundraiser for competitive animal judging and equestrian teams last week. The funds go towards a program that enables students to compete in events while gaining valuable skills. UATV's Esther Gowan joins us live for this story. Esther?
Thanks, Tristan. I'm standing here outside the U of A's Equine Pavilion, where students come to take care of their horses and train for competitions. There's 3 competitive teams here at the U of A, the livestock judging team, the equine judging team, and the ranch horse team. Now the ranch horse team competes in 4 events: trail riding, pleasure riding, reining, and a cow horse event. The ranch horse team at the University of Arkansas allows students to compete in events that show the ability of their working horse. Students preparing for ranch horse competitions practice 2 to 5 times a week. One student says being on the team can be a challenge to balance with college classes.
Being on the team during college can be kind of difficult because you've got a lot to juggle, especially coming in as like a freshman and sophomore. Those years, you're in a lot of classes. You're still getting used to what college is like.
Jordan Shore, a ranch horse team and equine judging coach, says their program helps students develop valuable skills in communication and teamwork.
There's a lot of experiences you gain from working with each other, and that's not just in the arena and at shows, but also, the day-to-day feeding and cleaning.
Due to the current pandemic, this year's competitions must follow COVID protocols. Shore says the university's fundraiser for their programs will allow them to continue preparing safely for upcoming competitions.
It just shows how much love and support there are for these students in traveling. So that was pretty cool to see that, and all the people that were wanting to see us continue this program.
The Animal Science fundraiser ended yesterday, and the ranch horse team raised over $20,000 above their goal. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Esther Gowan.
Thanks, Esther. The ranch horse team and equine judging team prepare for their next competitions in November.
New guidelines for celebrating Halloween this year. How you and your child can celebrate safely.
The University Police says the spread of COVID-19 is a huge concern for them during Halloween. Find out what that means for students next on UATV.
Associated Student Government hosts No Tricks, Just Treats tomorrow. The Halloween event takes place in the Greek Theater from 11 to 3. ASG hopes to provide students with helpful resources and information through the event. Students who will attend will also be given a trick-or-treat goodie bag.
And U of A students typically dress up in costumes and go to parties during Halloween. But COVID will make it harder for students to celebrate this year. UATV's Jonathan Teal is live with the story. Jonathan?
Thanks, Tristan. I'm outside the University Police office where they say that the spread of COVID-19 is a huge concern for them during Halloween. This means that students will likely not be able to celebrate Halloween the way they're used to. In a world without COVID, students find ways to entertain themselves during Halloween.
There's normally something going on, some functions, maybe Dixon Street. I'm not really sure what this year's going to look like.
UAPD Captain Gary Crane says one thing that won't change this Halloween is police presence on campus. Crane says Halloween parties must be registered through UAPD, and he says there are no registered parties so far. Crane says there are still ways to celebrate Halloween, but there are some guidelines.
Dressing up and having a small get-together and, hopefully taking care of the social distancing and the mask, that would be fine.
Kat Savas says a lot of people his age are not concerned enough about COVID to stay home during Halloween. He also says he isn't concerned about getting the virus, but he is cautious about spreading it to loved ones during the holiday season.
That's a worry of mine. It's just kind of, what am I going to bring back to the people that I know that are at risk and are a little more scared about this than I am.
Crane wants to encourage everyone to be safe and not spread the virus, but Kat Savas says people will still celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, I think it'll be different, but I think people will find a way to still have fun and still celebrate the holiday.
The Fayetteville Board of Health released a set of Halloween guidelines earlier this week, asking citizens to participate in safe alternatives to normal Halloween traditions. This also means that they ask to wear masks and social distance at all times. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Jonathan Teal.
Thanks, Jonathan. You can call the University Police Department at any time on Halloween to report a party.
The Fayetteville Board of Health released guidelines to trick-or-treat safely. The board reminds residents that costume masks do not provide a substitute for medical-grade masks. The guidelines say not to participate in traditional trick-or-treating. For a safer alternative, consider scavenger hunts or costume parades.
One artist spreads messages through art,
I did this mural for him,
where you may see his work around town.
A local transit company looks to help those in need, how they hope to ease financial burden going forward.
Today marked the second straight day of cold temperatures and steady rain. Students and staff woke up to wind chills in the low 30s, and the rain gave way toward the middle of the day as temperatures warmed to just around 41. The sun isn't forecasted to come back out until the end of the week.
The Ozark Regional Transit announced it will extend its Zero Fare program. The program launched in 2018 and will now continue through 2021. A grant from the Walton Family Foundation will allow ORT to continue, offering free rides to Northwest Arkansas residents. The Zero Fare program helps underrepresented communities dealing with the financial impacts of COVID-19.
And one local artist creates diverse art across Fayetteville. Octavio Logo started creating murals because he felt the area lacked art. Logo and 6 other artists worked to create No Justice, No Peace at the corner of Dixon and College. Other works include People of Color and Harvesting the Winds of Change. And the Wingate Foundation donated $40 million to the School of Art to construct a new art building. The art community currently resides both on and off campus. The Wingate Studio and Design Center will triple the size of the current work areas. The project will offer a new spacious environment for all art students.
Old Main in the first 50 years of the Senior Walk reopened after months of renovations. High-grade monumental concrete replaced the original Senior Walk. The plaza in Old Main now consists of sandstone instead of brick-faced. Renovations began to preserve the historic area and address safety concerns. Coming up in sports, find out which Hog is tied for first on the greens heading into the last round of the play.
And fresh off a bye week, head Razorback Sam Pittman previews his upcoming match against the Texas A&M Aggies when UATV returns.
Finally, tonight, one student celebrates Halloween with a costume that's out of this world.
U of A senior Pierce Hungate built his own replica of the armor from Star Wars The Mandalorian, complete with a blaster and a Baby Yoda doll.
Wow, that's incredible, and just in time. The new season of the hit show comes out on Friday. That's all the time we have for UATV tonight.
Be sure to follow us on social media at UATV News for the latest updates. I'm Tristan Hill.
And I'm Danielle Darvin. Have a good night.